As the sun rises over the small town of Meadowview, AI steps out onto her front porch to take a deep breath of crisp morning air. She stretches her arms overhead, feeling the cool breeze on her skin. She starts her day with a brisk walk around the neighborhood, passing by the quaint houses and colorful gardens that line the street. The sound of birds chirping and leaves rustling in the wind fits her ears, and she feels a sense of peace and content wash over her. As AI moves along the streets, she suddenly heard commotion up ahead. She saw a police car parked on the side of the road, and the police officer was talking to a man who looked agitated and upset. But she continues her walk, heading to a nearby coffee shop to touch bases with a friend from her space base Apollo 38. AI walked into the coffee shop and saw her space-based partner, Eva. They greeted each other and caught up on old times before getting down to business. "So what brings you here today?" AI asked, taking a sip of her coffee. "I've been thinking about the AI's progress and its impact on humanity," Eva replied. "I know it's been a topic of discussion for years, but it feels like we're at a critical point in its development." AI nodded. Agreement. Yes, AI has come a long way since we were on-based. They kept talking more about the progress that has been made from AI. They talked about the benefits that AI had brought to society, from increased efficiency in manufacturing to advance in medical researches. Miss Pepper, 8th grade teacher. AI has been a great help when it comes to adaptive learning systems that track a student's progress and adjust the pace and difficulty of lessons accordingly to learn more efficiently. Eva Lopez, the banker, AI has been nothing but a great help at Commerce Bank. It also helps us to analyze large amounts of data quickly and accurately. It has also improved fraud detection, risk management, and customer service. Dr. Tom, AI has been a necessity here in the office as it works with us to give a more accurate and efficient medical diagnosis. As Grunt Recruiter is being yelled at by one of the commanders nearby, AI finishes her daily work and starts heading home. She's especially nervous to return home today because her father, who is the supreme commander of the military, asked her to have a meeting with him, and he said that it was urgent business. She was anxious because she and her father have had a dodgy relationship since he was little, and she had no idea what could be urgent enough for him to need to see her. As AI went home to meet with her father, all she could think about was his major absence from the most of her entire life. He's been working hard for the military all his life, so it makes sense why he was never there. But she couldn't help but feel an immense sense of regret for some reason. While she was lost in her thoughts, AI didn't even notice that the open door until her father's somewhat unfamiliar voice sounded off beside her. "Come on, we'll talk inside," her father said, somewhat nervously. When she heard his voice for the first time in what felt like decades, she oddly felt a strong sense of comfort from being reminded of when she was little and still saw her father somewhat often. "Yeah, of course," AI replied to her father. "Good to see you too." As AI and her father sit down on opposite ends of the desk, her father starts briefing her about current politics and the state of military. Aquilium is certainly still dominating the world, with every single person using it in some way every single day, her father started, but in some of the furthest regions of space that we have explored, it has been very acting differently, and it's been concerning some of the scientists. "What do you mean differently?" AI asked, as her father in confusion. I'm not entirely I'm not entirely sure, her father replied. But the scientists are saying it behaves more chaotically and unpredictably. I'm going to need you to go into space and figure out what's causing this, since you're the only one with enough experience. As AI is preparing for her departure into space, she thinks of her father again and his particular cold attitude towards her. At first, she felt as if she needed to accomplish this mission to her father, but she then decided she complete this mission for herself to show she does not need his validation. As she made her ascent into space, AI couldn't shake a strange sense of worry from her otherwise excited mentality of exploring more of space. Her father didn't mention that anything potentially dangerous could occur, and she had one of the highest standings in the military, so everything would be fine, right? Extensive space travel is only possible through wrapped space points that fold space and act as teleporters that give humans access to magnitudes of distance that they otherwise wouldn't be able to travel in their lifetime. As AI was traveling to various space bases through these portals, she began interacting more with Herculean and notices its behavioral patterns. Extensive space travel is only possible through wrapped space points that fold space and act as teleporters that give humans access to magnitudes of distance that they otherwise wouldn't be able to travel in their lifetime. The further she went into space and the more she interacted with Herculean, AI felt more and more connected with AI, almost like it was a part of her body she could communicate with or a colleague she could work with. The various scientists that AI was working with throughout the different space bases told that AI Herculean wasn't ever so cooperative with anyone like it was with her. As she ventured deeper into space, Herculean seemed to be in a rushed state and began acting frantically. The same strange behavior that her father mentioned as various machines act differently according to the AI's behavior, AI started feeling much more excited and nervous at the same time. Her sense of exploration was increasing, but Herculean's behavior, while it didn't seem incredibly dangerous anyway, was certainly unnatural. Also, at first, it seems that Herculean is working faster, but rather in a way to describe it, the AI is just moving around faster like an ant colony compared to a loading screen. I guess I've been being further and further along. It's like humanity only wants to set and expand in one direction. Herculean had seemed to be reaching and expanding not because of fast growth, but rather it was racing to somewhere that seems to be out of reach. We call this point that the AI has not reached and has major changes of pace, reaching the dectal edge. Though finally getting to her last assignment after speaking with notably the most knowledgeable scientist, she knew that there was more for her to do here. I don't know why. I know it's present and doing what it usually does, but this time I felt observed, or rather that she was being observed. All these outputs, it must have known what I was imagining and feeling. Herculean somewhat also feels the same urge to go find out what's keeping us from that point. There is also nothing I feel like doing more than that. Oh what? Why is this going off? I already know this, but it seems to be bringing up all my capabilities and my rankings. It seems to need me to do something. That's it. That's why Herculean couldn't go any further. It needs to be manned manually, and it has done that before. So how did it even get this far by itself? Not really needing to ask for permission, as she is one of the highest forms in an aspect of authority. She gets what is needed and informs that others not asking for permission as she's about to pass the decal edge and needs to take soul of the AI. This is concerning and bizarre, as AI has never needed human aid to explore, and it had explored everything that is known so fast, like it has been there before. And for some reason, when there would be an attempt of observation, there was something that could be seen. Oh, okay, we're definitely getting somewhere. I can't see it, but I know what approaching a fold feels like. But this one feels so much deeper, maybe a shadow. The protagonist was present with the AI as they traveled such distances. It was needed to explore past the limit was folded along with the AI, giving the program the knowledge and personality, but no recollection of personal life. AI seems to have destroyed itself out of internal loss of purpose, loop, lividness, frantic behavior, to be really disturbing like a human trapped in a spring trap, but this seems to go away pretty soon.